At the beginning, let me show you that I have the smartphones. Please support true content. A lot of my subscribers requested me that I should start with night mode photos. Here it is. Actually, both have very good sensors. Samsung GN2 on Mi 11 Ultra and OmniVision OV48C on Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. Both have big pixel size, 1.4 micron versus 1.2 micron. I was excited to see a huge bump in camera performance at night. I mean night mode photos. Yes, there is an improvement in Mi 11 Ultra from Mi 10 Ultra, but the differences are not that huge. Rather, in a few photos Mi 10 Ultra is better than Mi 11 Ultra, and then again, differences between these two is not like day and night. After checking a lot of night mode photos, I have noticed Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra has more details and textures than Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. It looks sharper, but color rendition is a bit tricky. White balance also jumps back and forth between these two smartphones. Yes, a lot depends on how you like your photos. Some people would argue that if night mode photos are not bright enough, if it's not visible, then why we need night mode? But I think there are 4 factors that defines a good night mode photo. I call it DENS: details, exposure, noise and shadows. If any smartphone got these 4 correct in night mode photos, then I will surely go with that. Here, Mi 11 Ultra got more details, balanced exposure, low noise and shadows are far better. Now, these photos are taken in a very harsh lighting condition and truly no other flagships did as good as Mi 11 Ultra. This is the best in harsh lighting condition. But look at this, Mi 10 Ultra is not far behind. Regular photography is the most important thing for almost all the average users. People open smartphone camera and start to take photos. Yes, both of these two smartphones have Pro mode, and in Pro mode you can change settings, select different options and take a perfect shot of your choice. But it is true that average users usually take photos in auto mode. So at the beginning, let me tell you that I have taken all these images in auto mode with auto HDR on. AI and scene detection was also enabled. The moment you check these photos side by side, you would notice a few differences or issues: dynamic range, saturation and details. Both have maintained similar color temperature, but Mi 11 Ultra seems a bit warm and saturated. Nothing fancy. You wouldn't even notice it if you do not compare photos of Mi 10 Ultra, Mi 11 Pro and Mi 11 Ultra side by side. Highlights and ambience are almost similar, but Mi 11 Ultra is ahead with better shadows and midtones. Texture processing on Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra has improved a lot, and in some photos it is really better. Sometimes Mi 10 Ultra skin tone looks a bit pale and there is less vibrance. When I compared Mi 11 Ultra with OnePlus 9 Pro, Mi 11 Ultra had better dynamic range and exposure. But here Mi 10 Ultra in different condition had better dynamic range. Wow! This is surprising and actually amazing. The most important part for me is details and shadows, cause after you take a photo, if you want to edit, you cannot add details. In terms of details, Mi 11 Ultra is well ahead. It even processed more textures. Cause Mi 11 Ultra comes with a better SoC, triple ISP, this was expected. Yes, this is all about personal preferences. But the truth is, if you have or if you can get a Mi 10 Ultra at an affordable price, then there is no need to upgrade or there is no need to get a new Mi 11 Ultra. I mean, at least for regular photography. I know a lot of people wants to know what's the difference in last generation 5X and new generation 5X periscope lens. Let me clearly tell you that the hardware of periscope lens is the same. They share the same hardware and the difference is actually in optimization. Yes, both got a 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor underneath that periscope lens. And obviously there is optical image stabilization. After checking a lot of photos, actually there is a difference in final outcome. At 5x, both look similar at a glance, but Mi 11 Ultra obviously have better processing. When I have compared Mi 11 Ultra with OnePlus 9 Pro, I wasn't that happy. But after checking Mi 10 Ultra and Mi 11 Ultra periscope lens images, I think Xiaomi is in the right track. Yes, it has some unnecessary skin smoothing effect, Color rendition and skin tone is not as good as the main sensor, but we all know with a few updates it will become better. We can clearly see here Mi 11 Ultra is already better with good exposure, highlights and shadows. But you need to watch the comparison between Mi 11 Ultra and Samsung S21 Ultra to know about the real deal. These are ultra-wide photos. Please check the concrete floor, sky color and that red vehicle at the background. Check how exposure, details and color grading changes. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra got a 20 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide shots and Mi 11 Ultra has a better 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor. When I have done my Mi 10 Ultra camera review video, I have clearly mentioned how much I like ultra-wide photos taken with Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. But now Mi 11 Ultra is really better. If you haven't noticed yet, then the main improvement is in color rendition, exposure and textures. Actually, this defines what a flagship class sensor with better ISP can do. Cause both Mi 10 Ultra and Mi 11 Ultra has the same aperture grill, same field of view, same lens, but Mi 11 Ultra is producing better images as it has better triple ISP and a better sensor. A few years ago, iPhone smartphones were very good for ultra-wide photos, but now I think Xiaomi is creating new standards. In dedicated portrait mode, Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra takes photos with its main sensor, but if you want, you can go to the regular photo mode and select 5x. If you have enough space and a subject that can stand still like a statue, then you will get a portrait shot with some blur effect. But that is not dedicated portrait, and you will require more than 10 meters distance between you and your human subject, which in real life is not that easy. I am saying all these cause some viewers made comment like they have seen somewhere 5x periscope lens can take better portrait. If it can, then I have no issue, but we have failed to get any good portrait out of that, and it's a bit unrealistic to take portrait photos with 130mm lens which has 4.1 aperture. Okay, now let's check which one is better. At a glance, it seems Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra portrait photos are better, and if you check carefully, then yes, you will notice that Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra has a bit better dynamic range and exposure. But when I compare portrait photos, I care about bokeh effect, edge detection, amount of texture processed in the subject and separation line blend. Edge detection, edge cutout and separation line blend performance is consistently better on Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. These are selfie portraits and yes, beauty mode was enabled on both of the smartphones. My mistake, I forgot to remind Samara, the model, and she of course tried to make herself look better. But surprisingly, more details and textures on the selfie portraits of Mi 10 Ultra. Yes, skin tone and edge detection is slightly better on Mi 11 Ultra, but edge detection is not like a flagship. I have mentioned it in my other camera comparison videos. None of these are winner here. Even Google Pixel 5 offers better selfie portraits. I am really a bit unhappy that I forgot to remind Samara to disable that beautification thing, but why Xiaomi needs to put this type of beautification as default? Anyway, I will leave this to you. You decide which one is the winner. Yes, there is a smartphone giveaway going on for my subscribers, and I will select the winner based on valid comments. Yes, here you can see what Xiaomi did with Mi 11 Ultra selfie camera. As Samara couldn't add beautification in selfie video, you can see how good it is. Of course, a lot depends on personal preference, but my winner is Mi 11 Ultra. Okay, I will let you enjoy these clips for a while.
你当时不是坐在那儿吗？不就有肚子了吗？
是吗？
你有没有肚子？你问我，你自己不知道。
我的意思是看得出来，看不
出来。你都不穿紧身衣服，怎么看得出来？
These video clips were recorded at 4K 60 frames per second and I am a bit frustrated. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra still depends on EIS on 4K 60 frames per second. Yes, stabilization is one issue and then exposure is another issue in 4K 60 frames per second. Wait, you need to know, that this was a very harsh condition, and even iPhone 12 Pro Max or Samsung S21 Ultra has failed to maintain exposure and ambience. Yes, Mi 11 Ultra did exceptionally well. I'm convinced that Mi 11 Ultra is the best performer at this moment. People used to say iPhone 12 means better video quality, but it's time to accept that Xiaomi is taking the lead. Okay, it's time to wrap up. What do you think? Which one is overall winner? What other camera comparison videos do you want to watch? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you have liked this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to this channel.